Welcome to this lecture on propositional logic. This lecture is part of the series of lectures for Mathematics for IT, ITE 1812. Let's first look at the learning outcomes of this lecture. So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to identify propositions, construct and use compound propositions with logical connectives, and apply conditional and biconditional propositions. So let's first look at what is meant by logic. So it is basically the science of reasoning. So it is important in interpreting and developing mathematical proofs. So you have seen many different types of logics so far in the content that you have learned. So the logic is based on several rules, and they help us understand and validate mathematical arguments. So we look at logic in a mathematical context. Now let's introduce what propositions are. So to define formally, it is a declarative statement which is true or false, but not both. For example, we take the proposition P, where 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. We also define a truth value for a proposition. So in this example, the truth value is true. For some other propositions, the truth value can be false. So there are statements that are not propositions. For example, questions, exclamations, wishes, requests, and commands are some examples of statements that are not propositions. Now we look at some examples. Which of the following are propositions? And give the truth value for each of the proposition. First one is 2 plus 1 is equal to 5. The solution is it is a proposition with truth value false, because 2 plus 1 is not equal to 5. Next one is x squared plus 1 is equal to 0 has a solution, which once again is a proposition with truth value p, because it does have a solution. Third one is x squared plus 1 equal to 0 has a real solution. Once again, this statement is a proposition, but the truth value is false because it does not have a real solution. Fourth one, the statement or a question, what time is it? It is not a proposition, since no truth value can be assigned to this statement. So now we look at what we call compound statements. So this is a combination of two or more simple propositions. So these combine simple propositions using logical operators in order to construct compound propositions. So let's now take a look at what are these logical operators. First one is negation. It's basically representing the not logic. Example, let's take the proposition P, x is 5. So what is the negation of proposition P? We denote it as negative P. X is not 5. And now let's look at the truth table for that operator, which is negation. So we have P. When P is true, negation of P is false. When P is false, negation of P is true. It's very straightforward. And the next logical operator is conjunction, and it represents the AND logic. Let's take an example once again. P is a proposition. Today is Friday. And Q is another proposition. It is raining today. So now we take P conjunction Q. The conjunction mark is an upside down V letter, that proposition says today is Friday and it is raining today. So you employ the AND logic in conjunction. So look at the truth table. P and Q, you have the different truth values, true or false. When both are true, conjunction is true. But when either of the proposition has false truth value, then the conjunction has false value. Next one is disjunction, or in other words, it is the OR logic. Let's take an example once again. P is the proposition that the ball is red, and Q, the ball is green. P disjunction Q, the ball is red or green. So this is the OR logic. And now let's take a look at the truth table for the disjunction of two propositions, P and Q. Once again, you have the different combinations of the truth values. So when either of P and Q has truth value true, the proposition, the disjunction of the two propositions has the truth value true, otherwise false. Only when both propositions have false as their truth values, the disjunction of the propositions has false as the truth value. So once again, going over an example. So construct the truth tables for the following compound propositions. So first one is negation of P conjunction Q. So how do you get that? You have the P and Q, different combinations. And then you have P conjunction Q. You can get that from the previous example. And then you negate them. So for P conjunction Q, you have true, then negation of that is false. So you basically interchange the values to get the truth table for negation of P conjunction Q. Part B is negation of P. So let's look at the truth table. So we have P either true or false. And then we take the truth values for negation of P by basically interchanging the truth values. True becomes false, false becomes true. And then once again, you do the same operation to get the negation of P. You'll notice that it once again becomes the truth values for P. So negation of P is once again P in this case. So those are some of the examples for compound propositions. And now we move on to conditional propositions. So first one, we call it implies, or in other words, if P, then Q, where P and Q are two propositions. So we have this arrowhead sign to denote this conditional proposition. So in this case, P is the hypothesis and Q is the conclusion. So we say in this kind of situation, P implies Q. In other words, if P, then Q. Take an example. P is a proposition, I eat breakfast. Q is a proposition, I don't eat lunch. P implies Q. It means if I eat breakfast, then I don't eat lunch. So let's take a look at the truth table for the conditional propositions P implies Q. So pay attention to the resultant truth values for P implies Q. So you'll notice that in only one of the combinations, P implies Q's truth value will be false. In all other conditions, the truth value of P implies Q will be true. So what is this only condition? It is when P is true and Q is false. So this is the opposite of what is expected from the conditional propositions. So in this conditional proposition, we expect if P, then Q. So for this specific scenario, P is true, but Q is false. So in that situation only, P implies Q, conditional propositions will become false. In all the other scenarios, all the other combinations, the truth value of P implies Q will be true. And then we move on to biconditional propositions. So in this case, it is P if and only if Q. So you use this double arrowhead notation for this biconditional proposition. P if and only if Q. Take an example once again. P, you can take the flight. Q, you buy a ticket. So P if and only if Q is a proposition. You can take the flight if and only if you buy a ticket. We now take a look at the truth table for P if and only if Q, the biconditional proposition. So note that when both P and Q are true, biconditional proposition is true. Also, when both P and Q are false, biconditional proposition is true. Other two cases, the biconditional proposition is false. So this is the truth table for P if and only if Q, the biconditional proposition. Now we run through an example. So consider the following propositions. P, mathematicians are generous. Q, spiders hate algebra. You are required to write the compound propositions symbolized by, first one is P, disjunction, negation of Q. So what is the solution? Looking at the two propositions, P and Q, you need to write what is meant by P, disjunction, negation of Q. So what is the answer? Mathematicians are generous, or spiders don't hate algebra, because disjunction means applying the O logic. So what is B? Negation of Q conjunction P. What is the answer? It is not the case that spiders hate algebra and mathematicians are generous. So you need to first apply conjunction between Q and P and then take the negation of that proposition. Third one, negation of P implies Q. So how do you interpret that? If mathematicians are not generous, then spiders hate algebra. Fourth one, negation of P if and only if negation of Q. So what does that mean? Mathematicians are not generous if and only if spiders don't hate algebra. So based on the operator, you have to write the corresponding meaning of the statement. So lastly, we point out the precedence of logical operators, because now you have learned about several logical operators which are connected with the propositions. And when you have to apply them together, which one takes priority? So this is the order. from what we have discussed: negation, conjunction, disjunction, conditional propositions, and then finally biconditional propositions. So this is the order of the logical operators. With that, we come into the end of this lesson, in which we discussed about propositions and propositional logic. In the next lesson, we will be covering tautologies and contradictions. Thank you.